I'm going to say right off the bat with this video that anyone can enjoy their job regardless what position it is, and if you enjoy that occupation, there is nothing wrong with that. The point of this video is not to throw shade at any particular occupation, and also there are certain jobs where we, as a whole, not everybody, but as a whole, most people are like, that's probably just not a job I particularly like, or even, this isn't the right season of life for me to be working that job either. So we're going to be talking about those videos today. Before we get started though, do make sure to get this video liked, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscriptions and we're getting pretty close. So, please go ahead and give us a subscription and help us out with that. And if I haven't said so already, my name is Jamin Goecker. I'm an associate real estate broker in the state of Alaska. My mission, as always, is to help you to build an intentional and significant legacy for yourself and your family by coaching in real estate. Now, let's go ahead and jump into this video talking about the least desirable jobs in Alaska. All right, the first on this list, and these are going to be coming in at no particular rank and order, but first on this list is commercial fishing. Is that hours are long, you're going to be working like a crazy person, you're in a kind of a dangerous and unpredictable environment just with it being the ocean, and you really have no predictable income whatsoever because you get a percentage of whatever the catch is. And so if you had a great year, great, everyone's going to make a great little income in a couple of months. You obviously worked like an absolute crazy person, but did a great income, got some great stories, and if not, you got some great stories, and that's pretty much it. So for that reason, like commercial fishing, is on here. And I actually have a couple friends of mine are actual commercial fishermen, and the stories are real, and all the work and everything they put into it is absolutely crazy. And I think 99.9% of the population, not a great option. You're talking about working 18, 20 hours straight and then sleeping and then doing the exact same thing all over again. So for most people, that's probably just not going to be their cup of tea, but in the right season and everything, it might be a good thing, a right season of life. I was actually looking at doing this myself for a couple of summers when I was younger, but, kind of an old man at this point, so, probably won't get that off my bucket list anytime soon. And next on my list is oil field workers, okay? Now, I'm going to put this on here, and I know that in the oil field, you've got all sorts of people, working different positions, in the oil field, so not everybody is out there just, with the wrenches and everything at 2 o'clock in the morning, just covered in oil and dirt and everything. But also, this is a tough environment. The hours are usually going to be pretty long, and it's going to be physically grueling, and there's just a lot of things about it that is going to be very, very challenging, not least of which being, if you decide to pursue this as a career, you're going to spend large swaths of your life away from friends and family because it is a desolate, remote location, usually anywhere where there's oil, and you're just not going to be able to connect with a whole lot of friends and family at all. So for that reason, I'm definitely going to put oil field workers on here, and you just have to decide, if it's a good career for you, just given those things, because don't get me wrong, the pay is incredible, and we really need those guys to be out there doing that stuff. And also, it's not an easy job by any stretch of the imagination. All right, now on this next one, I have a lot of respect for people in this occupation, and that is really remote, in the bush school teachers. Okay, now these school teachers are people who are going to these really, really small communities, maybe a couple hundred people, maybe 1,000. That's actually fairly big. Usually it's going to be more of a small village kind of an environment. And this can be really tough because you are so isolated and you're trying to assimilate into this really, really tight-knit community. Because the thing is, if you are living in a really small community with a couple hundred people, you have really tight bonds with everybody around you, and the odds that a stranger is going to be able to come in and be able to assimilate quickly into that, not very likely. So it's going to be tough. You're probably going to be coming into an environment that you are just not used to at all. And so for that reason, most people probably not cut out for this particular position. And I know a lot of people, they'll just see the salary and they're like, oh, that's great. Yeah, let's go teach out in the bush. And they're not really counting the full cost that it's going to cost them in order to go take that position. Usually employers who are hiring people to go teach in these remote areas, they're usually very good at trying to weed people out and just say, hey, you do realize that's actually going to be very tough. And, you might not be able to get back to see any family but once, maybe every year or so. And, for some people, that's just not a very good option. And, so for that reason, again, I say about 99.9% of people, probably not a good option. But, if you're one of those people, God bless you, we need you. I know for most people, that's probably not a good fit, though. All right, let me go ahead and take a quick break here real quick from busting people's dreams up. And just to let you know, if you are still looking at moving to Alaska, I do have a relocation guide for those of you who are considering moving up here. And the link for that is going to be in the description section down below. You're going to go to my website. You're going to register on the website, provide email, phone number, all that stuff. And in the little comment text section, you type relocation guide so I know what to send you. And once you do that, we'll go ahead and get that over to you. And yeah, enjoy. Let me know if you have any other questions, and let's go and finish up today's video. The next one is going to be working as a fish cannery worker. Now, you remember all the downsides that we gave for being a deckhand as a commercial fisherman. Well, we're going to take all those cons and we're going to ratchet it up a couple of notches here, because the work is going to be repetitive. You're going to be in an environment that's usually not very scenic, because you're usually in the bowels of a ship when you're processing fish, and it's going to be very boring, and hours are going to be long. And while the salary is going to be predictable, it's usually just not going to be as much as a deckhand. Not only that, but if you're coming up here to process fish and everything in Alaska, it seems to kind of be a shame that you're not really going to be able to see much of Alaska, because you're going to be so tired in your off hours. You're probably not going to want to go for a 20-mile hike or anything like that in the backcountry. Okay, so you're going to come away with far less stories than a deckhand would, and think of it as just a giant floating factory. And for some people, it really works out great, and for other people, most other people, not so much. So I'll let you decide in which camp you stand. I'm not going to lie, this next one is actually pretty cool, and I might consider this someday, and that is working as a wildland firefighter. Now, this one is pretty cool because it's got a little unpredictability in there. You're kind of just sitting around waiting for fires to happen, so that'd be kind of a weird place to be mentally. You're almost hoping things catch fire just so you can have an actual paycheck and income, because without that, I don't think you actually get paid. So if you have a really rainy season, then sorry, you're gonna have to use your firefighter certification and find employment elsewhere. But yeah, the thing about wildland firefighters, it's going to be long hours. It's going to be very physically taxing, and a lot of it you're actually just going to be digging trenches and stuff. So it's not like they're, for the most part, it's not like you're a hot shot where they're just parachuting you in. You've got a chainsaw and a shovel, and you're going to go stop this entire fire in the middle of nowhere. It's usually not going to be that, but still kind of cool. And pretty remote and everything as well, and sounds pretty exciting too. So I'm going to say for most people, this is probably not going to be a good fit. I don't know. Me personally, this one kind of sounds fun, but I haven't done it, so maybe I should stop saying that until I've actually done it. Last but not least is road construction workers. Now, we really need these folks, especially during the summertime, even though their projects and everything really slows everything down. But summer is literally the only time we can get any of this stuff done. So small season to make things happen, we got to make hay while the sun shines. Well, reason that road construction workers make it on here is it's going to be kind of dangerous working at a work site, just because you have people that are driving by and they can accidentally kick gravel up and rocks. And we actually had somebody who did die, I think a couple of years ago, where a rock got kicked up and hit them in the head, and they were just done. Or somebody swerved off the road and accidentally took this person out. But either way, it can be a dangerous job. The hours are going to be long. If you're somebody just holding the flag or holding the little slow or go sign, it's going to be long hours. It's going to be very repetitive. And I know we all joke about, everyone's just kind of standing around, typical government job and everything. But that would kind of get old after a while, just stuck in this one spot for literally all day. Obviously, based off this list, you can do a lot worse though. So this has been your video talking about the least desirable jobs in Alaska. What did I miss? If you've got any that you think really deserve to be on this list, make sure you post those in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.